GamingBolt presents 15 video game ending scenarios where the player got betrayed. There are some situations where it doesn't pay to be too trusting, and that holds doubly so for many video games. Everything could be peachy, but the end scenario, or at least events leading up to and or including the end, will see you betrayed. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those scenarios here. Soma. Frictional Soma is a compelling adventure, one that's seemingly mimicking Amnesia: The Dark Descent, but soon evolves into its own sci-fi moral dilemma. Protagonist Simon isn't the same one who started the game. Instead, he's a robot copy and Earth is more or less finished. His mission throughout is to transfer the consciousness of both him and Catherine, another robot copy, to the Ark, which will launch into space. Unfortunately, there's a coin flip of sorts involved and their consciousnesses aren't transferred, leaving them trapped on Earth. This leaves Simon angry, thinking that Catherine betrayed him, and that causes the Omni tool to malfunction. Simon is thus left alone with no one else around. Doom 2016. After all that work to help save humanity, striking down Olivia Pierce and defeating the Spider Mastermind, the UAC chairman Samuel Hayden decides to betray the Slayer. He takes the Crucible, insisting that work with it must continue, and then transports the Slayer somewhere else. If ever there was a box to tick heading into Doom Eternal, Hayden's name would be next to it. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Spoiler, you're not Snake. Well, you're not that Snake, you're some other Snake, not to be confused with Solid Snake or Naked Snake. Look, the point is, Big Boss effectively lied to everyone. You're actually playing as a medic who was transformed via plastic surgery to look like Big Boss, becoming Venom Snake through hypnotherapy. The real Big Boss reveals all of this to you at the end via tape recordings because we really needed a reason for how he managed to survive Metal Gear 1 and reappear in Metal Gear 2. Far Cry 3: Ally with Citra. Whenever a community in Far Cry gets too comfy with you, run. They often have nefarious intentions. Case in point, Far Cry 3, where Jason Brody allies with the rebels and their leader Citra to overthrow Voss and Hoyt. After falling for Citra's ways and being convinced that he's some kind of chosen one, Jason kills his girlfriend and chooses to stay on the island. Sadly, Citra kills Jason, informing him that their child will lead the Rakyat to glory, or something. The Darkness 2: Reject the Asylum. At the end of The Darkness 2, Jackie has to face the Asylum, likely to atone for all the insanity he's wrought. Of course, Jackie rejects this, dives into hell, and controls the darkness fully to save his love. Unfortunately, after their reunion, Ginny becomes the host for Angelus and deems Jackie as too big of a threat with the darkness at his beck and call. She thus traps him in hell because breakups truly be like that sometimes. Tech Romancer: Wise Duck's second ending. Capcom's Tech Romancer was a wondrous fighting game, imbibing mecha and tokukatsu tropes from properties like Ultraman and Evangelion. It wasn't afraid to go to some dark places though. While playing the giant battle tank Wise Duck storyline, players dealt with the grimmer realities of war. This isn't lost on the crew, who are following orders, but new recruit Arvin isn't necessarily pleased with it all. He refuses to kill an innocent girl, which leads to the entire crew to disobey orders. However, if you follow the second story route, the one where apes control giant robots in the future, don't ask, the events are revealed to be a death dream. Arvin is shot for disobeying orders and reported for desertion. Grand Theft Auto 4: Revenge Ending. There are two routes to take in Grand Theft Auto 4, striking a deal with Dimitri or ultimately taking revenge on him. Go the revenge route and Pegorino, angry that you wouldn't strike a deal, will kill Nico's girlfriend Kate. This prompts Nico to go on a rampage, call him a joke, and gun him down. Hilariously enough, striking a deal would have gotten Pegorino killed by Dimitri. He really can't win. Fatal Frame: Deep Crimson Butterfly. Frozen Butterfly Ending. The Wii version of Fatal Frame 2, called Deep Crimson Butterfly, is home to one of the most disturbing endings. If you fulfill certain conditions in Chapter 8, then Mayu won't be able to kill her sister, Mio. However, Mio seemingly becomes possessed by Sei, or maybe she was possessed all along. Laughing and crying, Mio kills Mayu before vowing to spend their days in hell together. The post-credit scene sees Mio painting the lips of her sister's disembodied head, kissing a lone tear away while smiling coyly. Mortal Kombat 4: Tanya's Ending. You wouldn't think Tanya in Mortal Kombat 4 could be a despicable traitor, but you'd be wrong. Serving as the daughter of the ambassador of Edenia, Tanya leads seemingly innocent refugees into the realm. These turn out to be Shinnok, Quan Chi, and their goons. Tanya pretends it was all an accident, but it was all planned. Even in her ending, Tanya lures Liu Kang into a trap, mocking him before Shinnok ultimately kills him. Heavy Rain. Forget the many plot holes that come up when it's revealed that Scott Shelby is the Origami Killer. Instead, think of all the ways he betrays the other characters. He's deceptive towards Lauren, collects evidence from his murders just to burn them and cover his own tracks, and engages in a deadly gauntlet with Ethan, Madison, and Norman in the end. Worst of all, he can get away with all of it too if you don't make the right decisions. Grand Theft Auto V: Killing Michael. The bad people want their pound of flesh when Grand Theft Auto V's story is closing, and they want Franklin to choose who dies. Go after Michael and Trevor will call, angry at you for betraying his friend and essentially your mentor, before ceasing all contact. Of course, you could just have the trio team up and take out all enemies. Overlord. It's hard to say how many betrayals the Overlord faces in the 2007 action RPG. First, the old Overlord, who was thought to be dead, is attempting to usurp his title. Then our protagonist learns that he was originally a hero that was left to die by his companions when they fought the old Overlord. However, the old Overlord actually corrupted the heroes, leaving the new one to clean up the messes that they caused. It's just one betrayal after another leading up to your good or evil reign upon the world. Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater. You really can't trust anyone in the Metal Gear Solid series. Ocelot is a double/triple agent. The boss has her own agenda and breaks your arm for fun, and even Eva is just dubious. After Snake defeats the boss and obtains the microfilm with the location of the Philosopher's Legacy, he escapes with Eva to Alaska. Many loving embraces later, and Eva hightails it while Snake is sleeping, taking the microfilm because she's working for China. Then again, Eva did reveal the boss's true mission, redeeming her in his eyes, while also helping him many years down the line in Metal Gear Solid 4, so that's something. Halo 5 Guardians. So Cortana survived the rampancy from Halo 4 thanks to Forerunner technology. Great! She's also turned against humanity and wants to disarm them by getting other AIs to join her side with the power of the Guardians. Not so great. Cortana tries to convince Master Chief of her brilliant plan, and he, like any other sane person, asks her to stand down. She subsequently traps him before taking off. This was betrayal on a meta scale if there ever was one. Shadow of the Colossus. It seemed a given that Dorman was going to betray Wander. He's shadowy, shady, and pretty much just an ominous voice. Besides, killing a bunch of seemingly innocent Colossi to revive Mono? Yeah, that's just sketchy. True enough, Dorman possesses Wander, becoming a demonic giant and wreaking havoc before being sealed by Lord Emon and his troop. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.